Hey guys, Johnny Monette here. So I want to just make a video to show you guys how to properly shampoo the hair. Okay, so here I'm going to just be draping my client. I'm going to be using a wet cape and the towel. My client is just taking a sew-in out. Her hair is very tangled. I just want to make a note to make sure that your towel is tucked in correctly so the client's clothes are not getting wet, and always use a wet cape. Okay, so here I am just speeding up throughout the video, just combing through, detangling the hair. I'm using a paddle brush and I'm starting off at the ends first and working my way up. Whatever I do to the left side, of course, we're going to do to the right side. Um, Her hair has been in a sew-in for a while, so it's really tangled, and she has a whole lot of hair. So we did take our time when detangling the hair. However, before you go to put any water or anything in the hair when a client is taking the sewing out, always make sure you detangle, because if you don't detangle in the beginning, you're going to lose much more hair in the end. Again, so I'm just working my paddle brush through the kinks, and she had a middle part, so that's why that part is straight. So here I'm going to start to just wet the hair down. I'm checking my temperature, just making sure the water's not too hot. We don't want to burn our clients. And when I tell you guys, I use the water. I'm going to rinse her down a whole lot. Rinsing, because her hair needs to be fully wet. I want to make sure I'm getting to the scalp. I want to make sure that I'm loosening up some of that dandruff, any of that caked up build up dirt that she may have in her hair from having her hair braided and locked. I just want to make sure I'm really hitting the scalp, letting that water penetrate the hair, getting all over. I can't express to you enough how important it is to make sure that you properly wet down the whole head, from roots to ends, from ear to ear, front to back. Okay, so here I'm just going to wring it out. You see I'm pulling my sleeves up. It's about to get real. So before I shampoo her hair, I'm going to condition her hair first and re-detangle her, because she is just taking out a braid set. You guys, it is so important that you use this conditioner technique to properly get the hair detangled, because when you're taking out braid sets, the hair can get retangled really quick, and the client winds up losing much more hair than she will in the end, and then in the beginning, if we just go ahead and just take our time and properly detangle through hair. And her hair is very thick and long. So you can see how I'm just taking section by section, putting some conditioner in, working my way up from the ends to the root. This is very important. You see how tangled her hair is. And I'm being generous with the conditioner because her hair is just so thick. So you guys want to really just make sure, if you have to use extra conditioner, that you are upselling, because it is just more product. So now you see me just, I'm going to put a little bit of shampoo in the root because she has so much caked up buildup. So conditioner on her ends, shampoo on the roots. This is going to help me maneuver through the tangles and the kinks, but also allow me to start to detox the scalp. And I'm using Cherry Almond by Aveda. I use Aveda all the time. I'm in Aveda Concept Salon. I love Aveda. And so, yeah, I'm pretty much repeating that step. Shampoo on the roots, conditioning the ends, making sure it's thoroughly combed out. So this is the Cherry Almond shampoo. I'm just going to take a little bit more of it and just show you guys the technique that I use. So the shampoo is still on her roots, the conditioner is still on her ends, and that's going to pretty much be my first shampoo. I am rubbing my hands together because I am allowing the shampoo to lather first before we put it in her hair, allowing those agents that are in a shampoo to work together. So the most important thing with shampooing is making sure you have a method. A method to everything. So I'm just taking some, going across the front, the back, the sides, and then the middle. So you'll see me doing that repetitive motion over and over again. You want to make sure that the towel is not underneath the cape. You want to make sure that it's hanging out enough to protect your client's hair. So I'm going to start the shampooing process now. I cannot express this enough that as you are shampooing braid sets, you do not want to tangle the hair up. I'm kind of going to speed up a little bit. You don't want to tangle the hair up, because if you mush the hair together well enough, it's going to back up. That's why I'm using my the palms of the bulbs of my fingers and not my nails, because I also don't want to irritate the scalp, and I don't want to break any of her edges off. When a client is taking a braid set out and you scrub their hair with your nails, it irritates it, especially after detangling it for such a long time. So I'm just making sure that I get all of her whole head. Get the front, the middle, the back, the sides, behind the ears. I'm having her lift up her head just so that I can properly shampoo the hair. So now I'm going to rinse. I'm going to also repeat this step 3 times. You want to make sure that you shampoo the hair 3 times when they're taking out sew-ins, because sew-ins just really hold a lot of buildup. I can't express that enough. And I'm going to make sure I'm rinsing out all the products. It is very, very important that we rinse, 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 rinse. Rinsing cleanses the hair a lot. A lot of people ask me, how do I get weightless blow dries? This is my technique right here, rinsing. I am rinsing her head. I'm rinsing her scalp. I'm making sure that I just get everything out while she is in her first shampoo. So I'm going to wring the hair out, and then I'm just going to repeat that step. I'm not going to show it a third time. I just really wanted to get a different angle to show you guys my method. I'm going to cross the front after I let the shampoo lather in my hand first. I get that middle part. I go around the back and the edges to make sure the whole head is covered with shampoo. Then I pull it all the way through to the ends. This is important because you want to make sure that the whole head is getting clean. Again, what I'm doing here is I'm not scrubbing her with my nails. I'm using the bulbs of my fingers. This is important. I want to get it. The second lather is always better. The second lather is always better because the second shampoo is always better because it lathers better. So I'm really going to get in there. I'm going to get the middle of her head. I'm going to get the behind her ears. I'm going to keep making sure that I'm detangling as I shampoo, because I don't want the hair to mat up or not up. So you'll see me just keep on pulling the hair through just like that, just so that I'm making sure I'm not matting the hair. I'm lifting her head up so I can properly shampoo the back of her head. I'm getting her ears. Her clothes aren't getting wet. I'm just really giving her a good shampoo. I'm not being too rough. I asked her, was she itching? She said that she was fine. And so I'm going to just speed through this process for time's sake. And like I said, you see I'm shampooing the ends. I'm just getting the whole head clean. I am going to repeat this step a third time off camera, just for time's sake, and moving quickly. So now we're going to rinse. I want to make sure that the water is warm. And when I tell you to make sure that you rinse a lot, rinse, rinse, rinse. Rinsing is a very important step to any type of shampoo, any blow dry, color process. Everything that happens back here at this bowl is going to set the foundation for how we move to the front. So you see how we're just parting the hair. I'm opening up the scalp, making sure that there's no shampoo left in her ear, on her edges, in the back of her head, the nape of her neck, her crown, her temples. Everything is getting clarified. I'm rinsing the scalp, making sure that I get all of that buildup out. I want it all out, because if I leave any chemicals in her hair, it's going to weigh it down at the blow dry. So I'm just wringing her hair out, and now here comes the conditioner part. And again, I'm just going to use Aveda Cherry Almond conditioner, and we are going to just condition the hair. So we shampoo the scalp, condition the hair. So we're just adding the conditioner in all over. And if you need to add more conditioner with a client who just took out a braid set, who needs to be detangled, do so. Now here I'm just going to start to separate the hair. I'm going to clip away some of the parts of hair so they don't get away, because I'm about to detangle again. Detangling is very, very, very important when a client is taking out a braid set, or just period. A client with this amount of hair, detangling is important. And like I said, be generous. If you need more conditioner, do so. And always start up at the ends and work your way up to the roots. And make sure you're taking your time. You don't just want to comb through the kinks. You want to really, really take your time. If you run into a kink while you're detangling the hair, you want to really make sure that you hold the hair at the root. So first, you're not hurting the client, and then you're not pulling the hair out. And as you can see, she's not really losing a lot of hair Um, and I'm just still repeating the same motions. And of course, what I do to the left, I want to do to the right. And so I'm just going to take this paddle brush just because it has smaller bristles, and I just really want to make sure all the kinks are out before I rinse her. So now we're going to work on our right side, and we're really just going to start at these ends and work our way up to the roots. And as you can see, it's pretty detangled. I just wanted to make sure, this is very important. I cannot stress this enough. Taking out any type of weaves or braids, you definitely want to use this technique to condition the hair before and after. I mean, you guys are going to thank me for this because this is really, really real. And so, like I said, I'm just taking that brush just to make sure I got all the kinks out. And as you can see here, it's pretty detangled. Just to make sure, I'm going to go through it again. And here I am going through it again, just detangled. And this is what we want, detangled from roots to ends. Now, here's the part that everybody hates. The rinsing of the conditioner. The rinsing of the conditioner has to be cold water, not lukewarm, not cool, but cold water. Cold water locks the moisture in. It locks the moisture in and seals the cuticle. So you just want to just rinse, 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 rinse. And I'm telling you, you guys, I rinse. If it normally would take you a minute or two to rinse, it's taking me 2 to 4 minutes. This is my special technique that gets the weightless blow dries that add all that radiant shine that you guys love. This technique right here, I'm telling you, if you try this at home or try this at your salons, inside of your business, you're going to thank me later. Look at how long I'm rinsing. I'm actually fast forwarding this part, but it seems like it's taking a long time because I am rinsing for such a long time. I do not play about this part. I get everything out. And always remember that a good way to make sure that your hair is properly clean is to make sure that it squeaks. The water being clear is not enough. The hair has to squeak. If the hair does not squeak, it is not clean. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by if the hair does not squeak, it is not clean. Making sure that I'm opening up the scalp. I'm making sure that I'm getting the edges, everything. You can just see how I just keep on just rinsing. And here I'm going to show you an example of what I mean by if it doesn't squeak, it's not clean. I'm going to just take my fingers and rub them against my thumb. If it feels oily, that means it's still oily in the hair. If it squeaks, that means it's clean. So I'm going to start to just wring her hair out from rinsing. And then I'm just going to basically tie her to dry. So I just gather up 3 points in the front of the head. And then I just tie the scarf, I'm at the towel, straight across those 3 points that have connected. And this is what I call towel drying and prepping for the blow dryer. So we're just going to move to the blow drying part. Here for the blow drying part, again, I'm still going to detangle the hair because she has so much hair. So it's really a repetitive process, but it's very, very important. So I'm just going to part right down the middle. Her hair is properly detangled, and I'm just going to take the hair in 4 sections. If you need to do smaller sections, do so. I'm going to clip this hair right here out of my way. And the same thing that I do to the left side, I'm going to do always to the right side. And like I said, if you're a beginner, maybe part the hair in 4 sections. Do whatever you need to do, what works for you. Remember, this is what works for me. So I'm using Aveda Brillant Damage Control, and I'm using a babyliss Nano blow dryer. Now, here's the part that I get majority of the hair dry first before I go through and pull the hair out. And this is just because, as you can see on her hair is already straight. She knows that she needs a trim. We had talked about the heat damage, and so we don't really want to overwork the hair. So here's what 70% dry looks like. Some people put their clients under the dryer. I prefer to use a blow dryer, and plus we were filming right after this, so I wanted to just have a shampoo reference video for you guys, just to show you what I do at the back bowl. And so now I'm doing my push and pull technique. I'm pushing the hair straight, and then I'm going to take my blow dryer my paddle brush into the hair and pull it out. Now when I'm doing this, I'm not putting the blow dryer directly into the bristles. Some people do that. I don't, especially with this textured hair, simply because it's already straight and she's just been doing so much other stuff to her hair. So I'm just going to do a push and pull technique, making sure that I get the ends and the roots consistent. And this is how it should look. It's consistent from root to end. And I'm going to pretty much do the same thing to the right side. With the right side, I'm going to make sure that the same techniques that I did here, I'm going to do again. I'm going to use my leave-in conditioner. I'm going to start to get the hair, semi-dry. And then after I get the hair semi-dry, again, I'm going to do that push and pull technique. This is very important to make sure that the hair is consistent from root to end. So again, you're not overworking the hair. Because you don't want to have to put too much heat in the hair. The hair should just have a flow from here. As you can see, it already has shine. The blow dry is weightless, and that's pretty much what you want. You want your blow dry to look like this. Like, her roots are straight enough that I don't even have to use much heat with the flat iron. And so I'm going to start to do the front. Again, I'm going to pre-dry the hair. And remember that this is a pretty repetitive motion. I want you guys to get familiar with being repetitive, but also the basics, going back to the basics. It is so important to properly clean the hair, to properly rinse the hair before you learn how to do anything else, before you learn how to do a silk press. It is a science. If the hair is not properly clean, the styling part will not go right. It will be weighed down. Even if I did not rinse her hair the way that it needed to be, this blow dry would be super duper duper smoky. Smokiness always help you to indicate that there's some type of product or something in the hair. And so as you guys can see, I'm still doing that push and pull technique, not putting that heat directly into the scalp. I just want to make sure that I'm correctly drying the roots. And I'm just doing it push and pull, making sure that it's completely dry. Now, she knows better because she had a leave out in the middle part and she was using a straightening comb. So the top of her hair is pretty straight at her own doing. But as you can see here, we're still, have that weightless blow dry. The hair already looks beautiful. And then we're just going to finish up here with this last part, do the leave-in, and get most of the hair out. Most of the water out, get the hair semi-dry. And again, some people put their clients under the dryer to semi-dry. It's all about your preference. I feel like as long as you have the method and the science behind it, then, if it works for you. But this is what works for me. Some people use a comb attachment. I've always used the paddle brush unless the hair is super duper duper fine and they just need they just need the comb attachment. And so here I'm just going to finish up. And look at that. Let's look at the shine that her hair already has. It's weightless. The scalp is completely dandruff free. You don't see dandruff and stuff flying out of her hair. And so this is just pretty much it. I hope that this helps you guys. For people who may be struggling with silk presses and things like that, just going back to the basics. And here, once we are finishing up the roots and the right side of the blow dryer, I am going to put the dryer on cool. This is very important because the same way we did a cool rinse, we're going to finish off with a cool blow dry. Make sure the edges and everything is completely dry. Go all around the head. Push it down. Put the heat on cool, and that is it. That is how I create the shine and the weightless effect. Let me know how this helps you guys. Leave me some comments and subscribe, and let us know how we did. Thank you so much.